You think I had something to do with Daniel's disappearance? After all these years, my own children think I kidnapped a boy I loved as my own?
Your car was parked outside our house the day he disappeared.
I was a transporter. I parked in many places.
You stayed there for almost an hour.
Listen, the police questioned me extensively 30 years ago. They searched my vehicle. They found nothing. And if they found nothing then, you won't find anything now.
I buried my son. I buried him in my heart. I mourned him every day. And you watched me. Years ago, before I met your father, I was married to another man. But he died in an accident when Daniel was still an infant. Then your father came into my life. He helped me through the pain and supported me in trying times. He said he loved Daniel as if he were his own child. Eventually, he asked me to marry him.
Vera felt a cold wave in her chest. Did he really? The siblings looked back at the birth certificate. The name of Daniel's real father stared back like a silent accusation. Suddenly, the retired inspector's words echoed in their minds.
Your father insisted from the beginning that the boy fell into the river.
Vera's stomach twisted. Pieces were falling into place. Their father loved their mother deeply, but Daniel had been a living reminder that she had once been with another man. And if that resentment had festered, what if it had turned into something darker? For the first time, a terrifying possibility felt real. Did Papa have something to do with Daniel's disappearance? The man they had trusted their entire lives no longer looked the same. The discovery of the birth certificate changed everything.
We can't keep this to ourselves.
We have to ask him.
That evening, they gathered in the sitting room.
Papa, we need to talk about Daniel. What about him?
We found this while sorting the old files.
Yes. Daniel was born before I married your mother. I never hid that.
But we never knew that.
We didn't think it was necessary to tell you.
Did that ever bother you?
What kind of question is that?
The kind we need answered.
Are you implying something?
We spoke with the officer who handled Daniel's case.
And?
He said you kept insisting Daniel fell into the river.
You think I had something to do with Daniel's disappearance? After all these years, my own children think I kidnapped a boy I loved as my own?
We're just trying to understand what happened.
There is nothing to understand. I searched for him for weeks. I nearly lost my mind with grief. And now you sit here accusing me? We're not accusing you. We're asking questions. You should be ashamed of yourselves.
Maybe we were wrong. Maybe.
If Papa truly knows nothing, then the truth must be somewhere else.
For the next several days, they searched every archive they could find. Old newspapers, digital libraries, online databases. Most articles repeated the same story. A 3-year-old boy disappears near a river. Police suspect accidental drowning. Then they saw it again. A faded line in the police report read, "A dark Peugeot sedan with plate number RV3421 was seen parked near the residence shortly before the child was reported missing." The police had located the driver and questioned him, but let him go due to lack of evidence. Vera's pulse quickened.
Mama mentioned he was a commercial driver, questioned and released.
His name?
Bellow. But where is he now?
After days of frustration, Frederick refused to give up.
There has to be a record somewhere.
The name Isaac Bellow was not unique. Dozens of results appeared. Old articles, transport listings, outdated records. Harriet sighed. This could take forever. But Frederick kept digging. He started with what they knew. A commercial driver. Active about 30 years ago. Operating near our village at the time. That narrowed things slightly. Then Vera had an idea.
What about transport unions? Drivers usually register with associations.
That's it.
He began searching through old transport union records, archive directories, and business registrations. One lead connected to another. old licensing data led to a transport registry. The registry led to a business listing. And then, a match. Isaac Bellow, registered transport operator, owner of a small logistics yard on the outskirts of the city.
He didn't disappear, he just upgraded.
There's even a phone number here and an address. For 30 years, he's been living his life like nothing happened.
Not anymore.
2 days later, they drove down a long, dusty road at the edge of town. Rusted containers lined the compound. Old trucks stood in uneven rows. The air smelt of fuel and heat. And there he was, leaning against a truck, speaking casually with 2 younger men. Older now, hair nearly grey, face lined with age, but unmistakable. Frederick
him.
leaned back and said,
This man was parked outside our house the day Daniel disappeared. And the police just let him go?
They couldn't prove anything.
But we can still talk to him.
They stayed in the car, watching. Within an hour, a van pulled in. 2 men unloaded sealed boxes quickly and carried them inside.
That doesn't look like normal transport business. It looks shady.
I think we just found the man who took Daniel.
But why?
Maybe the real question isn't why Isaac Bellow took him. Maybe it's who paid him to do it.
The next morning, the siblings returned to Isaac Bellow's transport yard. This time, they didn't plan to just observe. They planned to confront. The compound looked the same as the day before. Dusty trucks lined uneven dirt paths, drivers moved crates with practiced efficiency, and the small office near the back seemed to hold the man's command center. Isaac Bellow himself stood near a pickup truck, speaking on the phone, a life of hard decisions carved into his face. When he hung up, Frederick stepped forward.
Mr. Bellow? Yes? We'd like to speak with you. About what?
About something that happened 30 years ago.
30 years? I don't know what you mean.
Frederick held out his phone. On the screen, the old newspaper article about Daniel's disappearance glowed. Isaac's eyes flicked across it.
That was a police matter. I already answered their questions back then.
We know, but the police never found Daniel.
That's unfortunate, but it has nothing to do with me. Your car was parked outside our house the day he disappeared. I was a transporter. I parked in many places.
You stayed there for almost an hour,
Maybe I was waiting for a job.
near a house where a child disappeared.
Listen, the police questioned me extensively 30 years ago. They searched my vehicle. They found nothing. And if they found nothing then, you won't find anything now.
We just want to know what happened to our brother.
I don't know anything about your brother.
The siblings exchanged glances. Frederick's jaw tightened.
He's lying.
He recognized the case.
And he didn't like that we brought it up.
He's hardened. He knows how to keep silent.
They walked back toward their car. Before sliding into the seats, Vera turned for one last look. Isaac stood near the warehouse door.
He knows something.
But he's not going to tell us.
Then we're stuck again.
The siblings gathered late that night in Vera's room. The dim glow of the bedside lamp threw long, wavering shadows across the walls. Frederick ran a hand through his hair, pacing.
We're not getting anywhere with Isaac. He won't talk. Nothing we say will make him slip.
And if we go back to him, he's clever. He'll lie. He won't give us anything. Maybe we're looking in the wrong place entirely. Maybe it's not about Isaac at all.
What do you mean?
Isaac Bellow was just a hired hand. Whoever paid him, that's the real story.
There's one thing we could try. A bluff.
A bluff? What kind of bluff?
We tell Papa that Isaac Bellow said he was hired by him to take Daniel.
Even if that's not true?
Even if it's not true, if he's guilty, he'll panic, he'll slip. If he's innocent, he'll deny it calmly, we'll see something.
That's manipulative. Cruel even. We're accusing him of something we don't know for sure.
I know. But we have no other option. Isaac won't talk. And the longer this goes, the more Daniel's story dies with him. If the truth stays buried, we'll never get answers or justice.
It feels wrong. Lying to our own father. I don't like this plan. We're basically putting him on trial. with nothing but a story we made up. What if we're wrong?
I know. That's why we have to stay calm. This isn't an accusation, it's a test. If we're wrong, nothing changes. If we're right, the truth will begin to surface.
Then we do it. But we have to be careful, calm, never angry, never accusing. Just let him feel like the secret is already out.
It's decided. Tomorrow evening, we confront him.
I hope we're wrong. I hope so too, because if we're right, nothing will ever be the same.
The next evening, the siblings gathered in the sitting room. No one spoke at first. The wall clock ticked too loudly, or maybe it only felt that way now. Vera sat forward, elbows on her knees, staring at the floor. Frederick stood near the window, not looking outside. Harriet kept adjusting her fingers, unable to settle them anywhere. They were waiting, not for a moment, for a confrontation. Footsteps came down the hallway. Aaron entered.
What is this? We went somewhere. Where?
Isaac Bellow.
No, who? The transporter. The one whose car was seen near the house the day Daniel disappeared. Oh, that man. That was years ago. Why are you bringing him up now? Because he spoke. What did he say?
He said he was hired to take Daniel.
That's ridiculous. He's a criminal. You can't believe anything he says. We didn't say we believed him.
We're asking you
About what?
about why he mentioned you.
That's impossible. I've never dealt with him. He knows your name. That doesn't mean anything.
Then why would he say it?
I don't know. Maybe he wants money or attention. People like him always come back when they think there's something to gain.
So you've spoken to him.
Stop twisting my words. I never said that. I had nothing to do with that child going missing.
I am disappointed that you would even think I'm capable of something like that. Then explain him. I don't know why he said my name. He said you hired him. I didn't hire anybody. I just didn't want that child in my house.
What?
Aaron immediately tried to correct himself.
I mean, there were problems. It wasn't stable.
I didn't want chaos.
You didn't want him.
Say it properly.
I tried. I tried to accept him. Tried. You don't understand what it was like.
Then tell us.
I loved your mother. I loved her before she ever married him. Eventually he died and she was left alone. She agreed to marry me, but she already had his child. A child that wasn't mine. That doesn't justify anything. I'm not saying it does. I'm saying it changed everything.
So what did you do?
But I made a mistake.
What mistake?
I thought if he wasn't here, things would be better.
Better how?
Like a fresh start. Without reminders of the past. So you removed him?
I didn't kill him.
I didn't touch him. I arranged for him to leave.
Leave how?
You sent him away. Yes.
And told everyone he died.
You let her bury her son.
I thought it was safer that way.
Safer for who? So he's alive.
Yes.
The next morning, the house felt different, quieter, like it knew something had changed. The siblings stood outside the living room for a moment. No one moved. No one spoke. Inside, Florence sat on the sofa, knitting, just like she always did in the mornings. Calm, peaceful, unaware. Vera swallowed.
We have to do this.
Frederick nodded. Harriet didn't trust her voice. She just pushed the door open. Florence looked up. The moment she saw their faces, her hands paused mid-motion.
What is it?
Mama, we need to talk.
About what?
About Daniel.
What about him?
Mama, what if Daniel didn't die?
That kind of thinking, it only brings pain. I tried that for years. It nearly destroyed me.
This is different.
There is nothing different about it. When a child is gone, you must learn to let go.
Mama, he's not gone. He's not gone.
What are you saying?
Mama,
Don't. They searched for him. We searched for him. Your father searched for weeks. They said the river took him. Mama, Papa lied. What?
Papa arranged for Daniel to be taken.
Ketty, you're lying.
no.
No, that's not. Call him.
Moments later, Aaron entered. He already knew why. Florence turned to him. For a second, there was hope in her eyes.
Tell me it's not true. You took my child?
I never wanted this.
Don't! You don't even get to make it sound human. Do you know what you did to me? I buried my son. I buried him in my heart. I mourned him every day. And you watched me.
I thought.
You thought? You thought you had that right? You stole my child. You stole my life. Where is he? Where is my son?
I don't know exactly where he is now.
What?
I knew back then, I did. But it's been years. I'll remember everything clearly. Start from anything you do remember. There was an orphanage in Abia, I think.
Name.
I can't remember properly. Something like Little Darling's Home. I think it had darlings in it. There was a woman there. She handled things. Mrs. Agnes, maybe. I'm not sure. And after that, he was adopted. By who? I don't know. I remember a name, Okeke. That's all I've got. A family somewhere around Umuahia, I think. But I can't be certain. It was a long time ago.
Silence. Harriet whispered.
He's alive.
Florence staggered slightly, gripping the chair. Alive. After 30 years, hope, fragile and terrifying, filled the space where grief had lived for decades. Vera stepped forward.
Mama, we can still find him.
Then we don't waste another second.
The decision was made that same night. No one slept properly. By morning, bags were packed. Florence didn't speak much. She only moved when necessary, like speaking too much would break her. Aaron didn't try to stop them again, not after the way she looked at him. The road was long. No music, no conversation, only silence inside the vehicle. Frederick sat in front, staring ahead. Vera held a folded paper in her hand, names, fragments, leads. Harriet kept looking out the window as if expecting the past to appear by the roadside. Florence sat in the back, still but not calm, never calm, just controlled pain. The address Aaron gave them led to a place that didn't make sense at first. A fenced compound, old paint. Half the structure looked like it had been rebuilt into something else. A sign at the gate read, Hope Learning Center. An elderly man sat under a tree nearby. He watched them approach without interest. Frederick showed him a paper.
Please, we're looking for an orphanage that used to be here. Little Darling's Home.
That one? That place is gone long time. Where did they go? The madam that ran it, she left. People said government questioned her too much.
What happened to the children?
Children don't stay in places like that forever.
That answer meant too many things, none of them good. The man looked at her for a moment longer, then he sighed.
One of the women that worked there, she didn't leave town.
Who?
Huh?
I don't know her full name. But if you go to the market nearby, somebody will know where she lives. Thank you, that is very helpful.
The market was louder than expected. Voices overlapped, movement everywhere, but none of it reached them. Frederick led the way, holding on to the only clue they had. Ask around, he said. We start with the stalls near the entrance. Vera moved first, showing a faded photo of the old orphanage building.
We're looking for someone who used to work here.
At first, people shook their heads. No one wanted to get involved. Not in old stories, not in forgotten institutions, not in trouble. Harriet noticed it first, the hesitation, the way people avoided eye contact when the orphanage was mentioned. Then an elderly woman finally spoke, quietly, almost reluctantly.
I remember that place.
All heads turned. She wiped her hands on her wrapper.
There was a woman. She used to come here every week.
What's her name?
Auntie Ijeoma. She used to walk inside that home. When everything closed down, she didn't leave town. She stays behind the old mechanic area.
Please, take us there.
The road was longer here, less noise, less life, more uncertainty. The closer they got, the heavier Florence's steps became. Not fear, memory, something she couldn't name yet. Frederick noticed it.
Are you okay?
I feel like I am about to hear something I will never be able to forget.
The building was small, old cement, faded paint, a plastic chair outside, and a woman sitting on it.
Are you Ijeoma?
Yes. I am looking for my son.
He was declared missing about 30 years ago. We recently discovered he was taken to Little Darling's orphanage.
And later adopted by a family from Abia State.
Please, we just want to know the family that adopted him. But more than that, we just want to know if he is alive. I need to be sure. People come here asking things like this. I cannot rely on words alone. Do you have a picture? I need to check something.
She turned and walked into the small house. The others followed quietly. The room was simple. Old wooden chair, a small shelf with papers stacked unevenly, a faded calendar on the wall that looked like it hadn't been changed in years. Ijeoma placed the photograph on the table. Then she pulled out a thin metal box from under a chair. She opened it carefully. Inside were old papers, faded registers, torn pages tied together with string. She flipped through the pages slowly. Names, dates, notes, most were barely legible.
Male child, approximately 3 years old, no confirmed surname at intake. Transferred for private adoption clearance.
He approved through external arrangement.
External arrangement.
I remember this child. Tell me, is it him? Yes.
Who adopted him?
I know the family that signed for him. But they are not the ones who raised him.
What do you mean?
The paper says one family took him, but the child did not remain with them. Then where's my son now?
The first family, they were from Abia.
They adopted him?
Yes. But they returned him after a few months.
Returned him?
They said he cried too much. He kept asking for his mother. And then
there was a second approval. Who took him? A family in Lagos State, the Okafor household.
Okafor? That's a very common name. Where exactly in Lagos?
It wasn't properly recorded.
Who approved it?
Mr. Jackson. But there is something worse.
What?
This adoption was never officially filed.
So it's fake?
Not exactly. Some families avoid official records. They don't want traceability. but it also means there is no reliable trail.
And the Okafor family, where are they now?
I don't know where they are now, but Mr. Jackson might. The approving officer, he used to handle sensitive adoptions. People who didn't want to be traced went through him.
Where is he now?
He left years ago, but he still comes back sometimes.
Give us the address.